Okay, so this is just a general gaming update about systems I'll be getting, um, games, stuff like that. And I'll probably do one of these every couple of weeks, maybe once a week. So try and get shit out of the way. Yet again, my 3DS has been delayed, and this is the first problem I've ever had with EasyCorp on Amazon. I will probably talk to the user once after everything's gotten here, but it's ridiculous. Uh, they used FedEx, which I've only had it used once, and it got here within a day. That was ramen, and that was from a very well-known website, I guess. But still, there's no excuse to take like a week and a half to 2 weeks for a small little package from fucking Florida. I've had packages take a week and a half, but it's been pretty long. It's been almost 2 weeks. So this is total bullshit. Um, yeah, it's irritating. But yeah, there's that. So yeah, and I decided not to start Black 2 because the stupid game sync bullshit with Pokemon and Game Freak and Nintendo, where if you start a game, it's hard to really use Wi-Fi connection properly without using the DS that you started with. Really annoying function, and I don't know why they did that only with DSi, and I assume it's the same with 3DS. I'm not entirely sure. Um, it's just irritating. It's a pain in the ass for me personally, but so there's that. Other things, even though I don't have a PS2 right now, because that died, I think around January or around Christmas. It was like at least a month ago. Um, Somewhere in January, I think. Like, it's really weird without my PlayStation systems because I grew up with them, and they both. Okay, the PS2 died on me, which has never happened. I've never had a PS2 die on me. And I broke a PS2 once, yeah. That's my own fault. But I've never had one die on me. That was the first time ever. And they don't repair those, I doubt. I doubt they repair PS2 Slims anymore. So I was like, I just tossed it. I'm not going to sell something for parts unless I really have to. So yeah, but I did just ordered a game. I probably won't unwrap it or anything or do shit I bought on it. So I ordered Silent Hill 2 because I heard that was like one of the best in the Silent Hill series. And I started the first game when I had my PS3, and I downloaded Silent Hill 1, and it's cool. I just suck at it, which happens. I didn't just give up on it though. I'll probably, whenever I get my PS3, which I looked at my calendar, it probably won't be till the 16th of this month, of next month. Yeah, that's like almost 3 weeks away. Which is fine. I mean, I've waited this long. I can wait another 3 weeks. Um, or I can just get a PS2 next week and I should be fine. I won't have to like suffer of, just being stuck with a Wii. Which I like my Wii, and I just started using it yesterday. But it's not the same. I, I just I'm just so into Sony and what they've done for me since childhood. They've never really let me down. Especially since I didn't buy the PS3 at launch. I never bought a Sony system at launch, so I never had to be disappointed with the first 2 years of each system. No, okay. I did kind of start with the PS2 around launch. I started playing it like a year or after. So that's but at that time the PS2 had already, it wasn't like the PS1 where it took a year just to rise. The PS2 had nailed it and just freaking plowed and destroyed the Dreamcast and other systems just because of its library and the fact that it was backwards compatible and DVD players were big at the time. and so many other things, which people still mention today. But yeah, I ordered Silent Hill 2. I didn't order the greatest hits version, which I believe is a director's cut. I don't really care about the extras anyway. I just got the regular Black Label version, I assume, and that's the one that was shown. And they were separate on Amazon anyways. So, because the greatest hits cost an extra $5 to $8 or something, which is fine. If you really want the director's cut, go for it. It's only like 20 some dollars, or about 23 with shipping and everything. Um, but yeah, I ordered the regular for like 15, 16. Um, so that's awesome. Um, yeah, so I ordered that, and I'm still waiting for a couple other things. I got a second set of Wii remote and nunchuck though. That came in. Uh, I don't know. I think it's the fact that I had a USB in the back, but my controller stopped syncing all together, which was irritating. I'll have to try them both again today. I think the remote I got in though was a third-party knockoff because it had no labels or anything, and the battery, uh, the battery case, the little holder, the little springs were all broken. Hardly worked for shit. Like I couldn't fit the battery in it almost at all. So that's a very huge flaw in a third-party product. Um, just wow. So yeah, that was, and like I said, I had a syncing problem, and so did my regular controller, which was by Nintendo because it had all the little info on it about the Wii. So that was just stupid. I might just uh, toss the black controller. I'll probably keep the nunchuck um, and just order another one um, if it doesn't really work, which is fine. I mean, I only spent like $8 on them together, and I think the nunchuck is fine. I don't think there's any problems with it. I shook it. It has a piece missing, but that happens with almost every controller I get. Is there's like a tiny component that doesn't do shit that's fallen out of them. That happens to almost every one of my controllers. So it happened with my DualShocks, which I need new DualShock 2s. Those both I think I sold or tossed one of them, and the other one is like having the same problem. The rumble does not function properly, where it's not glued in right with the controller. So I can shake if I move the controller even a bit, the rumble function will not work, or only half rumble, which is stupid. So, and those controllers are ass expensive, like on Amazon, and they don't sell them at Target anymore because they don't sell the games anymore. It's like 2011, which is disappointing because I heard they were set. They just stopped like last month with the last PS2 game ever. So I mean, 12 years. That's amazing. I mean, I believe Nintendo had, let's see, 1985, 86. I think they stopped making, like, third parties stopped making games for the original NES in like 95, 96. So that's like 10 years there. But 12, I mean, that's freaking amazing. I mean, you don't see many systems do that. I think the PS1, I think only, let's see, 96, no, 95 until about 2003, 2004. So it had like 9 years, but 12 years. That's freaking amazing. Um, so yeah, other games I'll be getting in the future, if I can think of them. Um, Let's see. Silent Hill 3 is going to be on the list. I don't know when I'll get that, especially since I can't even play Silent Hill 2 yet. I might get one probably maybe in the next couple weeks. I'll get a PS2 again. I don't know if I'm going to get a fat or a slim. A fat would be cheaper, but the blue discs don't always work on those. That's one of the problems. But it has just as many laser problems as the Slim, which doesn't help. But the PS2 Slim itself has a really fragile laser. From what I've personally seen, it's pretty like wow. People have said there's problems with the fan on the PS2 Slim. I haven't had any problems, but people will say about the Fat, that it's too loud. Whereas the Slim is really like low sounding, you can't even hear it. I guess for some people it just overheats randomly to the small one, but I never had that problem. I've had that problem with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 where the fans just were absolute shit. So I got an external fan for the PS3 a few times, and those things are shit. I got a certain brand twice. Never gonna get that brand again. I would never suggest it. Something 3 or 2. Just avoid that fan at all costs. If you see like it on Amazon, just don't get it. It's held together by one tiny piece of plastic held onto your system, and you can never take the fan off again. So, and it only has one USB port on it. So that should tell you something. So you have to have an external USB adapter to have more than one USB port on it, which is stupid. I mean, I already had one anyways. I had like a four port USB external from Rock Band that my cousins didn't play anymore. So I was fine. I have to get another one though. It looks like shit because I spray painted it. I really shouldn't spray paint anything anymore ever because I'm not an artist, and I'm not a graffiti artist. I'm not good at just spray painting anything really. So yeah. Other games. I'm considering getting a few games for the 3DS since it should be here in the next 3 days. Etrian Odyssey. I'm not sure which one I'll get. 4 would make sense if it's a new game for the 3DS, but I'm not sure if I want to drop $40 just for a game on the 3DS yet, since I have all my freaking Pokemon games already. And I'm already going to start Pokemon Black 2 on it anyway. And then, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. I've been wanting to get that and try that. I don't know if the second analog stick works for that game. It'd be nice, but I don't really care either way. But yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts. I have 1, 2 RE Chain of Memories on PS2, and I had let's see, on DS I had 358 Days Over 2 or whatever, which honestly wasn't that bad of a game. I don't know why people didn't like it. I mean, it was short. I beat it in a couple days, and you get shit tons of Keyblades. I'm sure the controls were shit, but I mean, it's the DS, and either you control the camera with the stylus while also moving with... The controls were just very awkward, okay? But I just set it to use the D-pad, which isn't that good. And it limits your control options, which is fine. I mean, I didn't care. But that's not what people bitched about. People bitched about the story, and how it was essentially just a game that you could forget, which it was, but I mean, I didn't think it was bad because of that. I really liked what they were going for. Xion was a pretty good character. They probably could have done one more with it, and I think it probably would have been better on like the PSP at the time, just because it already had an analog stick. And they were already making Birth by Sleep on PSP, so I don't know why they didn't just put it on that system as well. Um, and it still looked great on the DS, don't get me wrong, but it would just would have made more sense control-wise, and it probably could have made some of the jaggies less apparent if it were on the PSP. I'm just guessing or assuming, because I haven't really had a PSP myself, that I didn't give to someone else. Um, I'll probably get a PSP eventually, and that's one thing. I'm probably gonna get a PSP just to play Birth by Sleep, along with other games that I missed out on. Persona 2, the second part, Innocent Sin, I think it's called. Persona, I heard it's kind of a remake, kind of sort of new thing. I heard both of those didn't sell for crap, which is really disappointing because people freaking never shut up about Persona 4 Golden or Persona 4 Arena. But like no one got these games on the PSP, which sold the PSP sold like half as much as the Nintendo DS. So I mean that's a freaking milestone to freaking get halfway to the competitor. That's insane. No one's done that. No one. How really? How many units did the Wonder Swan sell versus the Game Boy Color and Game Boy? How many units did like the frickin' N-Gage sell against the Game Boy Advance or the Nintendo DS? Like, think about that. I think it was 67 million units for the PSP versus I think the DS had like 120, 140 million, maybe more than that. It's somewhere in between there, I think. Like that's a big accomplishment. So I mean, they could have done better with the Vita. I admit that. Even being a huge Sony fan, I admit that, and even Sony themselves have admitted, behind the scenes, like, yeah, we could have done some things, and we probably rushed it. Which I don't know why they rushed it. There was no reason, and it was during like one of those awkward months, and they could have taken some time, mess with a few things before release, and they didn't. They just kept all this extra crap that wasn't needed. That was probably from the same ideas as the 3DS. Um, which I don't mind. Everyone copies each other at some point. I mean, even the PS4 now is going for the whole Kinect camera motion thing, and sort of the Wii sensor bar thing, where the PS4 controller will basically have a light on it and be like the PS Move essentially, where it'll be registered with the light strip. Um, I mean that's fine. I'm honestly looking forward to the PS4 because of that idea and the controller. And the final design looks slightly better than the prototype they showed before, ever so slightly. And the fact that it has an options button instead of just start and select isn't a big deal to me. And it has a share button, which is fine. I probably won't use it, but that's just me personally. And if people want to stream stuff and share things on the internet and on Facebook, Ustream, even YouTube, I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's the way the world's going, and they're rolling with it, and they finally took the hint that they have to be current or get the fuck out. I'm hoping Nintendo will also do similar things in their future, where they just add a whole bunch of things that are commonplace, that they may have overlooked, and they'll just work with it and try to figure out what they can do with their system to be like the others. Um, and I think for the most part they're already set. I'm just saying in general, and I'm sure Microsoft's already looking into this, um, and they're watching it, and especially since from what I've heard, Sony is doing a sort of Microsoft system where they're gonna have again, this is sort of rumor town, but there's supposed to be like 3 different types of accounts for the next PlayStation Online service, Platinum, Gold, and Silver. If that's true, I don't know what order it's going to be in, if Platinum's going to be the highest or the lowest, but I would assume Platinum would be the highest, Gold would be the middle, and Silver would be the lowest. In which case, Silver would probably be free, I'm assuming, and it'd just be like the bare minimum essentials for going online. Gold, you would probably get, like, I don't know, certain demos or play betas for free or early or something. And then Platinum, you would probably get like all this extra crap, or it'd be like PSN Plus now, get a whole bunch of free games every month while you still pay for, just for going online, which would be fine. If they did that, I really wouldn't be that. I would still be fine with that. But either way, if they do just do Xbox Live type thing, I wouldn't care. And I thought it was kind of stupid for Xbox to do, and I'm not going to be like overly happy that Sony went that way. But since they lost a bunch of money in the last 2 years, probably more so than Nintendo. I mean, yeah, definitely more so than Nintendo. I mean, it makes sense that they would do that. So yeah, this has just been my gaming update. Silent Hill 2 will probably be sent tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, again, I can't play it once I get it, of course, but I'm happy either way. I mean, it's a great game. I saw some interviews for the guy who voiced the main character. That was awesome. I saw some reviews of the horrible butchered PS3 version. And yeah, stuff like that. So I hope you have a nice day, and if you can suggest to me any 3DS games, or DS games in general, besides Edge Train Odyssey, I think I put Tokyo Beat Down for the original DS. I'm sorry I'm not into the Dark Spire, it just doesn't interest me. I'm probably going to get Pokemon Pearl soon. That'll probably be next for my games. I'll probably order that on Thursday or Friday. Because that's one of my last games for Pokemon that I don't have, along with Pokemon White. And they're both under like 20 bucks. At least they should still be. So, yeah, I mean, gaming is great. And, yeah, have a good one, people.